Hello, what a phenomenon time to be alive, and what a phenomenon time to be here. How are you guys doing? I believe you're doing okay. And I want to appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much for joining me. We are excited. Really excited for this life. I'm looking forward to it. So wherever you are, you can just connect with your husband, with your wife, with your friends, and also you can share this around, and then we can have some awesome time. Hey, Kevs from Olivarex, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I believe you're good. Thank you. Yeah, Christina, Janet on Instagram, guys, thank you. We're having an exciting topic today, which I strongly believe um a lot of ladies will like, and also the guys. I believe that the lot of ladies will like this, and also the guys too are gonna like this, right? So we're gonna get on with this very shortly, but I just want you to look at what we have. How to love your wife without struggling. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so tell your friends, share this, and if you haven't joined us at all, um, by subscribing to this channel, please go ahead, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and we'll be glad that you did so. And also join us on YouTube as well. So thank you, Celio. Thank you guys for joining. We're happy you're here, and I hope that you found this class very exciting. So just tell me on the comment if you can hear me. I want to know if you can hear me now on the comment. I will appreciate that as well. If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. Okay, we have guys on. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much. If you can hear me, just tell me if you're on Facebook. Tell me if you can hear me. And if you're on YouTube, tell me if you can hear me. Let me know if you're on Instagram. Just tell me that the audio is good and we are good to go. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for awesome party. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining. Okay. All right. Okay, that's exciting. And let us know that if you can hear me very well. Yes, okay, Michael, thank you so much. That's good. That's good. Thank you. So I just wanted to thank those that have joined so far and try to share this with your friends and family. Put it on groups. They will hugely benefit from what we are going to be sharing here today. And I strongly believe that every woman deserves to be loved. And if you have a wife, a sister, an auntie, but particularly I'm focusing on the wife today, that the husband need to love her genuinely from a perspective that she actually feels it, she actually knows it, and she actually experiences that genuine love for the husband. Okay, so I just want to bring a video up about the event that was happening in London, so you just be aware of what is coming. All right, so see you shortly.
High Performing Man Conference. Wow.
Hi everyone, I'm John, and I've just finished with the High Performance Men Conference.
High Performing Man Conference was amazing.
What an extraordinary weekend this has been. It's been a very power-packed weekend from beginning to the end.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect coming in, but I mean, you've blown all my expectations.
And honestly, I'm lost for words. I'm blown away, but I'm also left really challenged and charged as well. When I came in this morning, my expectations were nowhere near what I actually came and experienced today.
If you were in the room, I've just been hearing that you've not seen men that are vulnerable, that are authentic. And I think it's time for men to begin to help men more.
I've met some very wonderful speakers, made some wonderful connections, but more importantly, I've been charged to become the man that I believe God is coming to be.
And look, we're finished. And they're still around. Nobody wants to go home.
Right? This is the first time I'm ever seeing men at a conference not wanting to go home.
So that means this would have gone on for hours and hours if it even could.
Because we've had a very, very insightful and a thought-provoking and life-transforming and life-changing seminar.
We encourage you and really charge you that if you hear about this next year, please do everything to attend, because you would not remain the same.
When there's another event, I'm definitely coming. My name is Michael, by the way.
If you see anything anywhere, before they finish saying high performing, before they say the man, you'll have bought your ticket already, because you just don't want to miss the next one.
Wanting to invest in whatever it is that God has called you to do, you want to register for next year.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for looking at that quick video. That is the High Performing Man Conference taking place in central London on the 6th of July. This is the year that we have been waiting for. Last year was phenomenon, and this year is even going to be more incredible, more life transforming, and also an experience. So I want to use this moment to invite all men in London, around the UK, and if you have anyone that is in this geography or location, please encourage them to be part of this event, because they will not go back the way they came. It's an experience, and it's a moment of learning, unlearning, and relearning. So take advantage of the discount ticket we are offering now. Go to the website, that is www.limitlesslifepro.com, and you will read more, understand more, and find out exactly how you can join us in London on the 6th of July. But today we are looking at how to love your wife without struggling. I would like every man to actually listen to this, every single man to listen to this. As a marriage coach, I know that it is important that your wife feels loved, your wife feels cherished, valued, validated, and also part of your life as a man or as a husband. And also, it's important that anytime you discover signs, you notice things are not exactly as you have planned or designed, then you have to do something different. So this is why I'll be covering a couple of areas, signs that your wife is not feeling your love, your wife is not excited, your wife is not observing or experiencing what you call love. And then we are also going to look at what exactly the man need to know and do in order to ensure that the wife he has feels love, because it's very, very important that that happens. Okay. So, this life, if you are not watching it now, make sure that you watch this later. Share it with any husband that you can think about. Put it in groups. They will hugely be imparted, and their lives will not remain the same. So, let's see how to love your wife without struggling. Now, I'm a man of faith, and I believe that it is an instruction from God through Jesus that we have to love our wives as Christ loved the church. And the love that Christ gave was enormous, was huge. It was sacrificial. He was kind. He was giving everything. So, and that was the love that we today had experienced if we want to know more about God Himself. Now, think about the example that Jesus said, then you will know how important and critical it is for you to love your wife. So, I want to find out first, as a man in any home, how do you actually know? How do you actually know that the love that you think you are offering to your wife is not there? Or how do you know that your wife is feeling unloved and your wife is feeling uncherished? There are signs. And this is why it is good for you to be an observing husband. You need to be very observant. And ladies, I want you to help me out here to put on the comment box if some of the points that I'm going to raise is something that you resonate with, and something that you believe that every man needs to take note and every man begin to do differently to better their relationship. So while we talk about this, let's be practical about it. Let's be real. Now, I have a wife myself, and at the same time, I've spoken to a lot of countless women, wives, as part of my coaching and speaking. So I know that these are the signs. So understanding, identifying the signs that your wife feels unloved, uncherished, is practically crucial for nourishing a healthy and fulfilling marriage. So we are going to talk about what are the common indicators, what are the common things that you can see as a signal that her feelings are neglected or her emotional connection is no longer there. So when you look at this and you find a way to address these concerns genuinely, then you will find a way to get into her heart again. So one thing that I know, one thing that I know, when a woman is feeling unloved and uncherished, is emotional withdrawal. And how does this happen? She becomes less communicative. She avoids sharing her thoughts and her feelings with you. She feels distant and disengaged during conversation or interactions. Even when you are trying to engage, but it's like you are having a brick wall. You are hitting a brick wall. So whatever you're trying to share is not making sense. And you can see truly that she have disconnected. She's no longer present. She's not even able to respond. You want her to share, you want her to talk about something, but she's not talking. And this is somebody that can easily express her thoughts. This is somebody that can easily share how she's feeling. But because of the dynamics in your marriage and relationship, she no longer wants to talk. And I can tell you as a man, when your wife is no longer talking, when she's no longer communicating, when she comes back from work, she doesn't share anything. In the bed, she doesn't want to talk. When she's cooking, she's not saying anything. That you don't realize that the entire environment and the atmosphere is dead, where silence completely dwells. And even when she's doing anything, she doesn't want you to get involved. She doesn't need your help. She doesn't need your advice. She doesn't need your support. When you see that in your marriage and relationship, it's a signal and it's a sign that love is not present and she's not feeling love. Okay. So you need to think about this. You need to understand this as well. That these are signs that shows that she doesn't want to initiate any conversation. She doesn't want to talk about her day. She don't want to talk about her thoughts, her emotions, and what she's going through. She don't even want to listen to you. And even when she's listening, she's on her phone. She's talking. She's sighing. She's her hair is down, and then you are just talking, thinking that you're having a conversation. So when she withdraws emotionally from you, it's a sign that that woman is no longer feeling the love and feeling that she is being cherished in the house. Number two, when there is decrease in physical affection, sometimes this is a sign where she shows less interest in physical intimacy. She doesn't want to be affectionate with you. Things like maybe kissing, she doesn't want it. Holding hands, she doesn't want it. Hugging, she doesn't want it. Intercourse, she doesn't want it. Like back to back, day to day, week to week. It's very clear that that is a problem. That is a sign that this is not working and something has to be done. So when you see that, when you even try to approach her in a good manner, but she just doesn't want your approach, doesn't want you to touch her, she doesn't want any physical contact at all. She doesn't even want to do anything. That's it. These are signs that shows that that woman is not feeling loved, she's not feeling cherished, and she's checking out, or she have checked out completely emotionally. When you don't see her being enthusiastic about things, she's not excited about things, she's not even looking for anything from you when it comes to how you make her feel, is an evidence that that woman is no longer present. That woman is no longer excited. That woman does not even want to be part of your life. That is an evidence that the woman is not feeling love at all. There's one that I have seen. Sometimes when there is an increased irritability, frustration. Have you been in that situation where everything you do just irritates her? You're doing good thing, so to say, but it just irritates her. Just being so uneasy, and every trivial matter, every small matter, she's irritated. She raises her voice. She sighs. She squeezes her face. She frowns. She's just irritated about you, and obviously, this will increase arguments, and this will increase conflicts, and this will be make you guys not to be entirely connected with each other. And when you see argument becomes frequent, when you see misunderstanding, when you see the normal discussion, small matters becomes really, really big matters, and the entire environment is so tensed and intense, there's no way that woman is feeling loved. And what I'm talking about is, I want you to just think about your own marriage right now. Think about your own relationship. Even when you say, okay, can we be calm about this conversation? But she's not calm. She's not even patient to listen. That means there's an underlying issues. Sometimes you even apologize. She doesn't even want to your apology. She doesn't want to talk to you because she don't feel that you're just not in the right place with her right now. So as a husband, what are you gonna do? So where I'm just gonna let her be like that. Or sometimes she'll just say, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone all the time. And that's obviously the next one. Spending more time alone. When she's always saying, leave me alone, leave me alone. And you truly do not want to leave her alone. And she really wants to be left alone. And this is happening more often. She spends more time alone. She engages in solitary activities. She might just withdraw to another room, or sometimes she just check out with her phone. She spend more time out with her friends. She just don't want to call you. She just want to tell you anything that is going on. When you see your wife becoming a lone ranger in the marriage, she's not feeling loved. She's not feeling the love that you think you are giving. So what are you going to do? And sometimes the man gets irritated, the man gets upset, and the man think, "Oh, you don't love me, you don't want me." But there's something bothering her. When solitary activities, solitude is her new normal, then you need to think about doing something different, because definitely that woman is no longer connected with you, and you have to change the tactics and you have to do something different. There are times that you want to have a joint shared activity. Maybe she used to like this running or walking. She used to like going to the gym together, shopping, whatever it is that you guys do together to bond, to connect. But suddenly she lacks complete enthusiasm. She doesn't even want to get involved in it anymore. And sometimes it's actually what she likes. It's something she suggested. And you know that your wife really loves this activity. But when she's showing little or no interest, she's not excited about the activity that both of you used to enjoy, then you know that that woman is not feeling loved. That woman is not feeling being around you is worthwhile or worth her time. Most times, she might even decline invitations to spend time together. You might say, well, can we go out? Can we go and do this? She will just tell you she's not interested. So when you see this declining of invitations, when you see lack of excitement, when you see that doing things together is not her forte, even though these were her preferences, these were things that she loved, but she's no longer excited about it. And she genuinely does not want to get involved with you in doing anything. Her hobbies that she used to like, or even that's what she want to do, she do it alone. She just walk away from you. These are signs the woman is no longer feeling loved and cherished in that marriage, in that relationship. And when she verbally express that she's not happy, when she tells you that you guys are no longer in that state where she expresses feeling of satisfaction, when she tells you that she feel like you don't love her, she expresses you don't appreciate her, or she tells you you are taking her for granted in one area or the other in your marriage and relationship, then you know that something isn't right. And sometimes a woman will tell you, you don't even care about me. You don't love me. I feel like you don't even love me anymore. I feel like you don't even desire me anymore. When she's telling you that, and you say, oh, what do you mean? But I bought you a car, I bought you a phone. What do you mean? But I bought you a dress, I bought you this and that. That's not what she's saying. That's not what she meant. All those items you are buying, maybe it's not even her love language. And she's not even interested in those items. But there are other things that matters to her. There are other things that is very important to her. When you are not very cautious to understand why she verbally expresses unsatisfaction to you, and she gives you reasons as well in most cases, and you don't even want to listen. You don't even care. You don't even want to know whether what she's saying is important or not. You just abandon whatever she does. You dismiss her feelings. You don't even acknowledge what she's going through. And sometimes the man will just become defensive. Sometimes the man will get angry, or the husband will just say, okay, I've tried my best, forget it. I'm done. But at the end, you're not happy yourself. The relationship and the environment where you are is showing very clearly that things are not great. And then what are you going to do about it? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in a few while. And then you can also see some very unique, sometimes changes in physical appearance or even her health. This is someone that looks really good. She neglects her appearance. She neglects looking after herself. And sometimes she tell you that she's depressed, or she's psychologically drained, or she says she's overstressed. She feels anxiety. She's troubled about everything. Sometimes she's saying, I'm having insomnia. She can't sleep. Her appetite has changed. She no longer like what she enjoys. When all these things are happening, do you ask yourself, is there something I'm doing to this woman? Is there something I'm acting out that is causing this? Am I contributing to this physical lack of attractiveness, physical lack of strength and energy? And now she's feeling unhealthy. She's feeling sad. She's feeling miserable. When you see these things, what are you going to do? These are signs that your wife is not feeling your love. But sometimes men just get angry, or they say, well, I'm not interested. If you don't want to talk, that's okay. I have my own things to deal with. And if you keep doing this, what's going to happen? You're going to lose your wife. And I don't want other women to say, well, she just have to deal with it and just move on with her life. She marry someone like that. Or if you're not getting love, fine, just deal with it. But that's not entirely good at all. So you have to find a way to get in that relationship back as a husband, and find what you need to do to elevate things again. Because if you don't, the relationship is going to suffer, the relationship is going to be sour, the relationship is going to be unsatisfactory, and you will just realize that you have done nothing to help. So most men are just wondering, why is their wives complaining? Why is their wife worried? Why is their wife sad? But you can see the signs. The signs are very clear that the woman is not happy. The woman is not enjoying the marriage, but you just don't care. Instead, you're looking outside. Instead, you're trying to have side chicks, side elephant, high side hippopotamus, or you're trying to cheat. She's not excited about your presence. She's not excited about whatever you're doing, and you just don't want to find out. Rather, you are defensive. Rather, you call her names. Rather, you say, oh, you're behaving like your mother. You're behaving like your exes. You are this, you're that. And you start calling names. And then you wonder why the woman is checked out. You wonder why the woman is completely out of touch with you. So I think men, we have to wake up. And the fact that these things are happening doesn't mean that your relationship is doomed, doesn't mean that your relationship is over. But it's good that you listen and you pay attention. She expresses dissatisfaction with the relationship. And she tells you that she's not happy. She tells you that this thing is not working. She tells you that I don't feel this anymore. I don't like this. And she's bringing up issues frequently about some changes that is required, about some modification that needs to happen. And she keeps sharing these things with you. But you, as a man, you are like deaf and dumb man. Sometimes she feels the marriage is very unfulfilling. She feels that she's not entirely wanting to be here. I know that she have to look after her happiness. All right. Now we hear people say, you are responsible for your own happiness. To an extent, correct. But think about this. If you have a husband that is constantly not caring, unsupportive, constantly not loving, constantly using all kind of words over you, constantly being a source of pain, a source of misery, a source of regret, so constantly just creating unnecessary trouble with all little thing that is happening, constantly arguing, correcting, rebuking. Are you sure you're gonna be happy that there, even when you try to create happiness? The environment is toxic. The environment is not enabling your eternal happiness to soar. If someone is constantly bashing you all the time, constantly saying things to you all the time, how are you gonna feel loved there? You see why it's difficult for a woman to be in that kind of environment and truly, truly feel love? And you, as a man, you're not going to say, well, deal with it. Well, I don't care. Just deal with it. And your behavior, your attitude is so appalling, repulsive, and very annoying. So men just annoy their wives, sometimes deliberately just to get back at her. Sometimes they just behave so childish in dealing with their wives. And they know this can be very irritating, and they keep doing it. And they expect, why is the marriage stuck? Marriage boring? Marriage unexciting? Why? But your attitude and your behavior is actually enabling that, which is not a great place to be. So, husbands, when you see these signs, when you recognize these signs, the way your wife feels unloved, uncherished, that is the first step. There's no other way around this. First step in addressing the underlying issues so that you can rebuild the connection again. So you have to be willing to put down your pride, put down your ego, if you really want the man in that marriage or relationship to be respected by the wife. If you really want to have a relationship that is consistent, that is comfortable, and that every one of you will enjoy. So it's really, really important that you address these underlying issues. Otherwise, the relationship is just going to be boring, static, and it won't be exciting at all. So I want you to think about which one have you identified as a man. And women, please send these videos to your husband. Send it to the men in your life. Send it to groups. Let them see what is going on. Let them begin to start on what to do to help the marriage and relationship to soar again. I don't want you to go anywhere. We're going to come back and we're going to look at another area that men could have challenges and why men struggle to love their wife, even with the best intention, even with trying everything they can to deal with underlying issues, but they are still finding it very, very challenging. So hold on there. We're just going to be back very shortly as we look at this quick video.
High Performing Man Conference. Wow.
Hi everyone, I'm John, and I've just finished with the High Performance Men Conference.
High Performing Man Conference was amazing.
What an extraordinary weekend this has been. It's been a very power-packed weekend from beginning to the end.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect coming in, but I mean, you've blown all my expectations.
And honestly, I'm lost for words. I'm blown away, but I'm also left really challenged and charged as well. When I came in this morning, my expectations were nowhere near what I actually came and experienced today.
If you were in the room, I've just been hearing that you've not seen men that are vulnerable, that are authentic. And I think it's time for men to begin to help men more.
I've met some very wonderful speakers, made some wonderful connections, but more importantly, I've been charged to become the man that I believe God has called me to be.
And look, we're finished. And they're still around. Nobody wants to go home.
Right, this is the first time I'm ever seeing men at a conference not wanting to go home.
So that means this would have gone on for hours and hours if you even could.
Because we've had a very insightful and a thought-provoking and life-transforming and life-changing seminar.
We encourage you and really charge you that if you hear about this next year, please do everything to attend, because you would not remain the same.
When there's another event, I'm definitely coming. My name is Michael, by the way.
If you see anything anywhere, before they finish saying high performing, before they say the man, you'll have bought your ticket already, because you just don't want to miss the next one.
Wanting to invest in whatever it is that God has called you to do, you want to register for next year.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I want to encourage anyone that have just watched this. If you have a brother, you have a husband in London or in the UK, you have a cousin, you have a relative, you need to encourage them to be at this event. The High Performing Man Conference is going to be a life changing event for anyone that shows up. And I want to say that it's something that we're all looking forward to, and we are hoping that event is going to bring a transformative change to anyone that attend. Look at the lineup of speakers. We're going to cover all sorts from different aspects. Go to the website www.limitlesslifepro.com to read more about this men exclusive event. It's an event where we teach men, we support men to be complete men from holistic perspective, physical, social, spiritual, finance, career, marriage, parenting. Is the whole package, so that the man is completely ready to take on the job of leadership in his home, to ensure that his marriage and relationship and everything around him takes a whole new level in terms of productivity, increase, and power. So connect with those around you and let them join us, and we're going to have an awesome time. Right now, we want to go back to what we were talking about, which is how to love your wife without struggling. And in the last section, we talked about the need to identify signs that is very common to a woman. When you see these things, know that the woman is not feeling your love, she's not feeling valued, she's feeling that she's being taken for granted, and she's not being part of your life. When you see that happening as a man, please wake up, do something. But just think about it this way. Maybe the man have tried, the man have identified, the man has done everything to address some of the items and the issues that are there. Are there any way that the man can still struggle? All right. So you have done everything you can to address, to look at the signs. Are there things that the man can see as a hindrance to this? And if you're loving this life, please give it a like, forward it, tell one of your friends, put on the chat. Let me know what you think as well, so that we'll be able to see this video appear in many places and support others. And you can share the links as well for others to join. So now I want to talk about what are the struggles and what are the factors that men will struggle with if they are trying to love and support their wives. And I'm talking from a different perspective now. The man has seen the signs that the wife is not feeling loved and cherished. But what are the hindrances and issues that can create barriers, which means that can prevent the man from expressing his love effectively? So I want us to look at those common reasons. And I'm seeing this from my extensive coaching and also my extensive research. I believe that these are some of the troubles that a man can genuinely face. I've seen where a man really want to love the wife, but there's something that's just making the man not to love the wife the way he wants to, except the woman deals with that aspect of her life. So, ladies, I know that this is for the man to love you, but what about if you have your own problems, if you have your own issues, if you have your own troubles that you have not addressed? For instance, if a woman have emotional baggage, that's a hindrance. Think about, she have a past traumas, childhood trauma, losing her parents when she was young trauma, abusive trauma, sexual trauma, rape trauma, all kind of trauma. And these things have not been addressed. Religious trauma, they are so deep seated, unresolved issues with her father, with her mother, with her friends, with her colleagues, with her work, with God, whatever it is. And she comes into this relationship with this emotional baggage from previous relationship. There is no way that will not impact the ability of the husband to love his wife fully. Maybe he might try to love, but the love he's giving the wife is very minute, it's insignificant, it's little, because the wife has got these baggages that the man might try to deal with, but it's not in his power to heal. It's not in his power to resolve these fundamental issues that the woman is carrying. These unresolved feelings of rejection, feelings of abandonment, feelings of traumas, unresolved issues from her childhood, her friends, her extended families, from her exes, will be an emotional barrier. There is no way the man will truly love the wife like that. And as I'm asking myself today, are there things that can prevent my wife from respecting me or loving me? Are there things that I'm dealing with as a person that is a problem right now? So, ladies, wives, think about this. Is that something that is bothering you? Is that something that you've not healed from? Is that something that you just need to deal with so that you can be normal and okay again? Otherwise, you will just be struggling and the man will not be able to love you very well. Sometimes the man is not the entire cause of this second barrier or hindrance to love the wife. Stress and external pressures. Stressors. These stressors are created at work, work related stress, overworking. All right. They are external factors that can drain a husband's emotional energy and attention for the wife. So when overwhelmed by these stressors, it can be challenging to focus on nurturing the relationship. So wives, you need to think about this. What is taking your energy? What are these external pressures, external stressors? What are these things that are bringing you down? And this can become an issue from the woman perspective. Then also the man can as well become a challenge. If there's so much financial pressures there, so much work pressures there, the man is not able to fully love the wife the way God have designed. When he's constantly working, seeking for this, seeking for that, when he's not present, how do you think he can love? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. So identifying these stress giving activities, then you need to find a way to deal with it. Otherwise, the stress is going to wipe things out. Whatever you need to do to be mindful in practicing things differently, at least things to elevate your pressures, your stress, to give you that emotional space to actually love in your relationship. Then you have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to continue struggling. All right. So understand that. Another barrier that I see, another hindrance that I see is misalignment in understanding the different love languages. Can be a hindrance. If a husband and a wife have different love languages and they're not able to understand how to manage the expectations of each of the love languages that exist in their relationship, there'll be feeling of unlove. If a husband shows love in a way that the wife does not like, I've seen where a husband has bought a very interesting item for the wife, and yes, she rejected it. She just don't want it. She doesn't like it. Why? Because that's not what she wants. That's not what she needs. So having misalignment or not able to provide the need or expectation of your spouse, your wife, from a love language perspective, will create a lot of neglect, will create a lot of being undervalued or not recognizing her worth in that marriage and that relationship. So this is where the husband would need to learn, the husband would need to understand what exactly is the love language of my wife and what can I do to express it in a way that she will feel comfortable and she will feel loved and not unloved. Right? We also see a challenge from providing quality love for the wife. Lack of quality time is a hindrance. Our lives are becoming more busier than it was before. And due to the challenges and the demand of time in your life as a husband, if you do not prioritize things properly, you will not have time to spend with your wife. Imagine a wife that quality time is one of her love language. There's no way you can build that marriage or relationship to a happy place. And even if that is not the case, without regular touch point, without regular meaningful interaction, you cannot maintain emotional bond. Rather, it's going to be weakened, which in turns makes it harder to maintain genuine love for your wife. So the question is, do you have time for your wife? Undivided time. Do you focus to provide that? Because this can be a barrier from you loving your wife genuinely. Sometimes some men are insecure by their wife rising in their career, by their wife business entrepreneurial spirit, or by their wife career progress. For whatever reason, they're just insecure. Some men are even insecure because their wife is beautiful. They're just insecure because their wife is beautiful. They're insecure because their wife looks great. And they're wondering, oh, will somebody take her or will she love somebody else? Will this gonna happen? I'm not that. So that insecurity, they start being unnecessarily controlling. There's no need for that. Asking unnecessary questions, childish questions, well, it's my right to ask. But you're asking questions that is annoying, childish, and untrusting just because of your insecurity. And you're just making the woman life miserable, policing the woman everywhere. Some may even hide their wife away from the world. I remember someone called me, I think that was last month or early this month. Yeah, early this month, I think. And the woman was terrified, really, really terrified. So she called me and she was telling me that she's struggling and the husband does not want her to seek for help or express anything to anyone. But she found my number on Google business page. Thank God for Google. And she called me. And while she was talking to me, she was so afraid because of the terrorism that the man was given to her. And this is in the UK, in London. And the husband said, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? I could hear his voice while I was on the phone. And she now pretended and she said, oh, I'm talking to Jessica, my friend from the US. I'm talking to Jessica. But I'm not Jessica. In fact, I was so shocked. The worst part is I couldn't even call back. There was no way I could help her because the number was on private. So I couldn't uncover the number with my phone. So the husband said, why are you talking to Jessica? She said, I'm just saying to find out how Jessica is doing. And then she said, hello, Jessica, just hold on. I will talk to you. Yeah, I just want to speak to my husband, Jessica. And I was on this other side. shocked and amazed that this woman is really, really in a difficult place. She's even lying on the phone just to protect herself. And suddenly the husband say, you need to stop talking to Jessica now. And she now say, okay, Jessica, sorry, bye. I'll speak to you later. Guys, I was weak. I was so weak because I don't even know what that woman is going through now. I couldn't even find a way to connect with her because the number was private and I could see how terrified she was. That cannot be a place of love, all right? That cannot be a place of love. Insecurity. The man is just terrified and hinders his ability to truly love his wife. Sometimes it's different expectations and goals. It could be it could be a friction. It could be a misunderstanding. So if you don't understand the expectations that you require from your spouse, and you guys don't have clear goals, personal and shared goals, communicated properly to each other, then there won't be any alignment. There won't be joint visions. And the future is going to be bleak. This will lead to disconnection, frustration, and sometimes irritation. And there's no way you'll be able to love in that condition. This is a hindrance. And couples that do not share their goals, couples that do not speak to each other about expectations, there is no way they will function properly. Hence, I'm encouraging and speaking that you have to do things differently. Otherwise, your relationship, your marriage will suffer a lot. And you don't want to be in that place. It is not a good place. The one that I also believe that could be a hindrance to the man loving the wife is lack of emotional awareness or lack of emotional intelligence. You will not believe how most men are totally emotionally unaware, and totally disconnected from what is the reality of things. They don't know how the emotions of their wife works, what is going on, what is in her head. They can't see pattern. They can't even be empathic. They can't even spend time to find out. They are just emotionally unaware. They are not doing anything to be present for their wives. And sometimes they treat their wives like man. See, the man is treating the wife like a man, which is a female gender, and they're wondering why exactly are they doing that. So if you treat your wife as a host, as a man, and you're not able to understand her feelings, why she's expressing, you don't even know what is going on. You can see her body language, but you're not reacting to it. You can see her facial expression, you're not reacting to it. And at the end of the day, you still abandon her. How do you think you can be able to love like this? That's not possible. So husbands have their own unique struggles to love their wife genuinely because this can be internal factors, external factors, like I have spoken about. Emotional baggage is an issue, stress is an issue, different language, different love languages is an issue if it's not aligned. Unresolved conflict is an issue, and it goes on and on like that. So if you don't take this with an intentional effort to truly be self-aware and look for help where required, you will realize that your relationship will be stuck, unexciting, and nobody will care at all. So this is why it's very, very important for the husband to study and to be aware of what is going on in his own home. This will truly support the process of the wife feeling loved, supported, and then genuinely understanding that the husband cares. So how do we do that? How do you actually turn things around? Number one, how do you love your wife genuinely now? You need to communicate openly, that you must be willing to listen. I don't know how to talk this, but you need to put the phone down, maybe. You need to switch off the TV, maybe. You need to try and focus and be present in when this is happening, and genuinely show that you care and your interest is valid. There is no way you do this that your spouse will not want to have that understanding. But where you are cocky, where you are not doing anything, you're not asking questions, you're not clarifying, you're looking for ways, and you're just cocky, you're just not understanding, the relationship is going to suffer for sure. And that is why you need to do something different. Okay, you need to schedule a regular talk time, a checkup time. I do this in my relationship every week. Just check up, just ask, what went well, what didn't go well, what can we do differently. These are three questions. What can I start, stop, and continue to do to keep your relationship alive and fresh? So open communication, and the one hearing must be willing to humble themselves as well, and also understand that it's important and required that they work together to resolve the challenges that they face. Number two, you have to show appreciation, you know, and gratitude to your wife. This is very powerful. Whatever she does, maybe preparing meal or handling the household chores, coordinating things, you really need to say things like, I really appreciate how you always make our home welcoming. You are always up and doing. I really appreciate. All these little gestures goes a long way to make the woman feel appreciated and genuine about the relationship. Spending quality time must be non-negotiable. You have to create that time to spend with each other. You have to find ways to spend time together. Is he at home watching movies? Is he going out? Is he spending a date night? Whatever it is, home or outside or abroad or holiday, whatever it is, you must find time to spend together, because this will go a long way to have a strengthening bond between yourself and your spouse. And you must be also supportive. She's doing something. So my wife was trying to write a book. Was a lot of work, was a lot of effort that I had to put to support her, to encourage her. And we got the book out, and the book became an Amazon bestseller, and it's still selling more because I had to put my own expertise in it, my experience, my technicalities to ensure that we pull that project off. Do you genuinely help your wife? If she's trying to do something that you haven't done, will you be happy? Will you be happy and comfortable to support that thing? Business, job, career, purpose, whatever it is. Are you comfortable that your wife will be encouraged to deliver a very, very important thing that means a lot to her and also to your family overall? So, if you can truly support, you can truly believe in her, you should be the number one cheerleader. You should be the one thing that she will not want to compromise over. And you should be her best friend in supporting her achieve goals, facing challenges together and overcoming them and coming on the other side strong and better. If you do that, you will truly help your wife. And celebrating her wins, her small wins, her big wins, being present and committing yourself to helping will go a long way to change the dynamics of things. And also for the man, listen to her needs and act on them. You have to listen to your wife's needs. Sometimes when women say, I'm tired, I need a break, or offer to take care of the kids or handle dinner, these are some of the things you have to do. Show that you are attentive to her needs and willing to help fully and completely where possible. Don't abandon her to do everything. Don't abandon her to begin to run around. If there are things you can do to support her and find a way to help her, then it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. So look at ways on how you can champion your wife, support her, and meet her need accordingly. Don't take it away, and don't say, well, I'm not interested, whether verbal or non-verbal cues. Whatever you do, make sure that you are thoughtful about it, and make sure that you do everything you can to allow your spouse to be comfortable around what they are doing. So do that, and then you see how the love will increase. Okay, stop suspecting her here and there. Stop saying all kind of things about her. Let her. She's an adult. She's not a child. She'll be responsible for her action. But where you become a narcissist, constantly controlling, manipulating, causing her pain and all that, then you're not doing well. So let things be. That will go a long way to strengthen her relationship and her bond with you. Prioritize her happiness and well-being. It's very, very important as husbands that you prioritize your wife's happiness, which is her passions, her interests, and things that makes her happy. It's really, really important you take care of that, because otherwise, there's no way she will feel that you are prioritizing the need. And I've seen women come to me and say the priority is this, is this. Me and my husband have discussed this already. We know that this is our priority, but it never happens. And the man just does his own thing. And then you want the woman to feel loved and cherished. No, that's not possible. So encourage her to pursue her passions, her desires. Women also have unique days. Let them go for spa, massage, a hobby. Let them do something with their friends. Prioritize her happiness. Yes, that might not be what you truly want, but that's what she wants. Then you have to give it to her. Very, very important, right? So, and by the time you do that, you see the changes that is going to be taking place in your marriage, in your relationship. So, I'm excited that we have been able to list out few things, and we're able to share things that can help your relationship and support your wife to feel loved. One that I omitted, I think is very important. I share this: help with household responsibilities. I don't think there's any wife that want to work to death. I don't think there's any wife that want to focus on things and she's not able to truly and completely feel that the husband is part of the home. So help with household responsibility, man. If you want to cook, cook. Initiate anything. Do it. Let the woman feel that you have not just abandoned her with everything. Support the kids, support the cleaning, whatever you have to do, laundry, tidying up, ironing, whatever it is, just do it. And this will find happiness and respect, with your spouse. And eventually you guys will be bonded and continue to do things together. And I believe that if we do this, then it will increase every aspect of our relationship. These are ways that you can feel unstuck. Sometimes you are stuck in that marriage, stuck in relationship, and you're having all kind of wild imagination and thoughts about what to do next and what not to do next, blah 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 blah. Why don't you just watch this with popcorn, right? With your spouse. Watch this and take a note. Find out which one is your own challenge and all that, and decide on how to tackle them. This is how you build long relationships. This is how you build a relationship that stays for a very, very long time. Supporting each other, encouraging each other, and finding ways to truly, truly give yourself to your relationship, give yourself to your marriage, and you will see the impact of what you have done and what you have achieved as well. I'm going to be wrapping up here, but I want to find out if we have anyone question, comments. Right. Okay. Let me know and put on the chat. I will be able to do that. Okay. And you can put on your yeah. So you can put on the chat as well if you want to, right? And then we'll be able to address it. Okay. So let me know if you have any question, but otherwise you can DM me already and we'll be able to have a conversation. Don't forget this event. Let me play that again just for you to know that we're really serious about this event and we want all men in London around the UK to show.
High Performing Man Conference. Wow.
Hi everyone, I'm John, and I've just finished with the High Performance Men Conference.
High Performing Man Conference was amazing.
What an extraordinary weekend this has been. It's been a very power-packed weekend from beginning to the end.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect coming in, but I mean, you've blown all my expectations.
And honestly, I'm lost for words. I'm blown away, but I'm also left really, really challenged and charged as well. When I came in this morning, my expectations were nowhere near what I actually came and experienced today.
If you were in the room, I've just been hearing that they've not seen men that are vulnerable, that are authentic. And I think it's time for men to begin to help men more.
I've met some very, very wonderful speakers, made some wonderful connections, but more importantly, I've been charged to become the man that I believe God is coming to be.
And look, we're finished. And they're still around. Nobody wants to go home.
Right? This is the first time I'm ever seeing men at a conference not wanting to go home.
So that means this would have gone on for hours and hours if we even could.
Because we've had a very, very insightful and a thought-provoking and life-transforming and life-changing seminar.
We encourage you and really charge you that if you hear about this next year, please do everything to attend because you will not remain the same.
When there's another event, I'm definitely coming. My name is Michael, by the way.
If you see anything anywhere, before they finish saying high performing, before they say the man, you'll have bought your ticket already because you just don't want to miss the next one.
Wanting to invest in whatever it is that God has called you to do, you want to register for next year.
Hey, you don't want to miss this event. You don't want to miss this event. If you have a cousin, a brother, a husband in the UK, in London, surrounding areas, please tell them to book and join us in this event. This is going to be one of its kind. And the event is promising to bring a lot of healing, a lot of impact in the lives of men. But the only way that will happen, then they need to be part of the event. And to be part of the event, they have to go to the website www.limitless life pro and book their ticket so they can benefit from what is coming. It's a life-changing event, and I don't want anyone to miss it at all. So join me on the 6th of July with lists of incredible, amazing, life-changing men from all walks of life, from all professional background, to come and help the men become the best version of themselves. It's a gathering of champions and gathering of renowned transformative speakers. We're gonna have workshops, panel sections. We're gonna have question time. We're gonna have all sorts. We're gonna eat. We're gonna enjoy. We're gonna have dinner for those that buy that ticket. So depending on what you want, join us at the High Performing Man Conference ticket by going to the www.midlifepro.com, and I will see you there shortly. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great, and I've really enjoyed myself. However, we're gonna end this now. Share this video. Give me some likes, loves, comment on the video. Share it with your friends and family. Send it to your husband, to your brother, send it to your uncle. Let them see these things. This is how you treat a woman. This is how you love a woman. All right. Play it in the bedroom. You play it when you guys are in the car. Here, discuss it, talk about it. But this is how you get better in your marriage and relationship. The more you speak, the more you talk about it, the better it becomes. So let's go and do something about this, and then we will see the impact we will have in our relationship. I'll speak to you guys next week. God bless you. Take care.